everybody! So today I'm doing a video called Creepy Sexy Pasta. I'll be giving you my view on how to create a successful creepypasta that features a sexy monster. Where a lot of creators of sexy creepypasta characters go wrong is when they're so focused on the sexy aspect of their character, they forget to weave that aspect correctly into their character's story so that the character is still, well, creepy. And isn't that the most important part of the character? Tackling a sexy creepypasta character is no easy task, but I don't think it's impossible. I think there's a way to do it, but I also think there are limited ways to do it. If you really want a sexy character, you are best off going for a different fandom. But still, I'm going to give you my advice on how to have a visually sexy and appealing character, while keeping them creepy. For this video, I'll be reshaping a character we're all already familiar with. Ah yes, it's that sexy little fox girl, Yinko. Now, just to be very clear, this is not a review on Yinko's character. This is not a rant on Yinko's character. Yinko, last I saw, was taken out of the creepypasta fandom, and therefore I will never be doing a review on her character ever again, no matter how it's been fixed. I am only using this character as an example because this character is trying to do exactly what we're talking about today, incorporating the sexy with the creepy. Unfortunately, as you can see with my court video on this character, it didn't go too well, but I'm going to try to figure out how this character could work as a creepypasta character. Let's start off by hashing out what went wrong with Yinko. Since this is all about incorporating visual sex appeal, we're going to take a look at what we, the readers, know about Yinko visually. The three main things we see about her character are 1. She is hypersexualized, 2. She is a kitsune, and 3. She kills people. So right off the bat, we already see that she has 2 traits that are appealing, and 1 trait that is creepy. These 2 traits really overpower our view on this character, and so while she executes the sexy part of her character, she just doesn't cut it as a creepy character. Unless you have an irrational fear of foxes with big boobs. Some of you might be wondering, what's hypersexualization? Hypersexualization is basically when a character is gratuitously sexy. And, just so you know, sexy characters are not automatically hypersexualized. Just like all pears are fruit, but not all fruit are pears, all hypersexualized characters are sexy, but not all sexy characters are hypersexualized. Yinko, obviously, is hypersexualized, and a hypersexualized character is, I can't even see it working out as a creepypasta character. The first thing I'll be changing about this character is her bust size and her hip size. Not only can we incorporate the creepy easier now, but also her figure is now more fitting for what she is. She's a kitsune. Creatures like cats and foxes are slinky, flexible, and delicate looking. A dancer's body is far more constructive to Yinko's character. Now that we've toned down Yinko's rockin' bod, how are we going to make her creepy? I'm going to be using something I call the heel and babyface method. Now, if you are into wrestling, and I'm not, but I happen to know of this term because of Rumble Roses of all things, and you'll know why I'm laughing if you go look it up. But basically, in wrestling, sometimes people have alternate egos and multiple versions of the same character they pretend to be. The heel is the bad side of a character, and the babyface is the good side of that character. Using a very famous horror movie, I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about. In The Shining, the crazy main character is walking around a supposedly empty hotel, which turns out to be haunted. He comes across this beautiful woman taking a bath, and she tries to seduce him. Just when he thinks he's gonna get lucky, it turns out that this beautiful vixen has a nasty side to her. And boy, when I say nasty, it is nasty. She went from being very sexy and appealing to being absolutely disgusting. As I'm sure you're guessing, the baby face is the appealing side of her, and the heel is the nasty side of her, the creepy side that would scare you if you found yourself in her arms. We are going to apply the heel and babyface method to Yinko, so now she'll have the attractive, beautiful side to her character, and then the grotesque, creepy side of her character that her victim will soon see. There are many different ways we can visually execute her creepy side. Just use your imagination and have it make sense to her character and her background. But to move things along and not spend hours on something I don't need to, I'm just gonna simply make her look more fox-like in a gross way, kind of like a werewolf. Using the heel and babyface method on a kitsune actually works out pretty well because, if I remember correctly, kitsunes also have two different forms. Their more woman-like form and their more fox-like form. If I'm wrong, that's okay. If I was giving actual advice on the kitsune aspects of this character, I'd be sure to do more research on the kitsune legend, but this is just an example. So, now that Yinko's sexiness has been toned down a bit, and we've added a grotesque side to her character, we're going to focus a little bit on her character's biography. Creepypastas, for the most part, are myths, legends, and personal encounters. They're supposed to take place in our world. That's why they're scary. So on that note, I'm going to remove Yinko's fox ears from her quote-unquote babyface and have them only appear on her quote-unquote heel form. If she had her fox ears displayed on her head all the time, it would be in the news. So to keep her kitsune identity hidden, she's going to blend into the crowd. Well, mostly. Her tantalizing good looks and dyed blonde hair will set her aside from the crowd a little bit. This new Yinko character will now be a sub-legend to the kitsune legend. And since kitsunes derive from Japanese folklore, Yinko's legend will take place in bars all across Japan. Why bars? Well, bars are a great place to have casual encounters, and this gives her the perfect opportunity to seduce her victim. As for what Yinko should wear, I put her in a simple red party dress. Red is a good eye-catching color, and can symbolize when something is out of place or evil. Purple could also be a good color for what she wears. Purple tends to be a color of mystery, at least in America, and I do believe in Japan that it can resemble mystery and sometimes even evil. Once again, I'm putting a disclaimer on that. If I had internet right now, I would definitely go check, but I don't, and I'm sorry. Even if I was wrong about that, it's still better than colors like green or blue because those colors are calm and inviting. We want there to be something off about Yinko the moment her victim sees her, even if they don't notice it at a conscious level. Let's add a little more meat to her legend, perhaps a reoccurring phrase, or a repeating occurrence. It'll help make her legend more memorable. It'll be that the way that you first encounter Yinko is when she sits down next to you in a bar and asks you, "Can I buy you a drink?" And then of course, later on she'll seduce you, get you to take her home, and then she'll eat you alive. Alright, so let's set up the full scene of this creepypasta. This is a modern-day kitsune legend. In Japan, there are rumors of this dangerous woman that frequents bars. They say that she's actually a kitsune. She wears a red dress and has dyed blonde hair. It starts with her innocently sitting down next to a person and asking them, "Would you like me to buy you a drink?" It is very rare that anyone declines her offer, but unfortunately for them, she laces their drink with a slow-acting sedative so that by the time they take her home, they'll fall asleep. The people that decline her offer for a drink live to tell the tale, and they say that her name is Yinko. Before her victim will get to have any fun with her, they'll pass out from the sedative. While they're asleep, she'll inject them with a chemical that paralyzes their body, but allows them to feel everything that happens to them. She ties them to the bed, and when they wake up, she's there, looming over them in her grotesque half-fox form, gorging on their flesh, and they can do nothing but watch and feel. See, I even kinda added the BDSM thing in there. Of course, that can all be fleshed out more, but we have the basic premise, and it's a lot more promising than what we started out with. Could you imagine being at a bar, and then some blonde woman in a red dress sits next to you and asks you, "Would you like me to buy you a drink?" If you've read the story of Yinko's legend, that would be really fucking creepy. And that's exactly what we want. We want people to fear that maybe, just maybe, they're gonna come across this terrible entity that'll kill them. This revamped version of Yinko is a lot different than the version we were given. However, all these changes were quite unavoidable for what we were trying to accomplish. More could be added to her new version to make her a lot better, but I think generally one can agree that the way she was revamped allows her to be both sexy and scary, while her old version didn't. There are probably more methods to incorporate sexiness into creepypasta, but I'm sure there aren't many. If you're trying to make a sexy, scary character, you've got your work cut out for you, that's for sure. And if you're trying to create a character that's scary and also hypersexualized, I don't know what to tell you. It's your decision, do what you want with your characters, but chances of success are very, very low. Sorry. There are certain rules for certain character types, and if you want that character to be successful, then you're gonna have to abide by those rules. But if you just want to create a character for fun that you honestly don't care if people like, or hate, or take seriously, or don't take seriously, or whether it gets popular, or whether it doesn't, if you don't care about any of that, then go crazy. Who cares? But if you really didn't care about any of that, you probably wouldn't be watching this video, so. But if you plan on making successful characters that you're serious about, I hope my advice can help you. Not that my word is law, but at least my advice is based off of logical, consistent thought. So, since this character is a lot different than the original Yinko, if I were to cut all ties left to Yinko, I could use this character for myself. I don't know, seems like an interesting, fun concept. I'd hate for it to go to waste. I'd have to do more investigating on the Kitsune legend, but you know, all in good time. If anybody would be interested in hearing the story, please leave a comment. Maybe I'll make it. Alright, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them below, leave a like. If you have any questions about submitting to court, I highly suggest you check out the OC Court of Justice FAQ. Just type in what you see on the screen right now, and you'll get there. And by the way, thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. I can't even. Just thank you. I'll be doing a special video for that. I'm not entirely sure what, but I will soon. So thank you guys, and I'll be seeing you in court. Bye!